Welcome to Hearts Apart, a tale of love tested by time, secrets, and sacrifice. Meet Sophie, a dreamer with a gentle soul, and Liam, a boy torn between wealth and his heart, as they fight for a love that defies all odds. Get ready for a journey full of tears, hope, and unexpected turns. Once upon a time, in a small village, lived a beautiful girl named Sophie. She was 20 years old. Sophie had blue eyes and golden hair. Her family was poor, but they were happy. They lived in a small house and loved each other very much. Sophie loved to read books. She would sit by the window at night, her candle flickering, lost in tales of faraway lands and brave heroes. She dreamed of a better life. One day, she went to the village market. There, she met a boy named Liam. The market was alive with the chatter of vendors, the scent of fresh bread, and the clatter of coins. Sophie was bargaining for a loaf when Liam, carrying a basket of apples, bumped into her by chance. Liam was tall and handsome. He had dark hair and a kind smile. Liam came from a rich family. He apologized with a laugh, offering her an apple as a peace gift. Sophie blushed but took it, and their eyes met for a moment longer than necessary. His parents owned a big house and many lands. Emily and Liam became friends. They talked a lot and laughed together. Over weeks, their meetings at the market turned into a quiet routine, sharing stories over apples and bread, their voices blending with the hum of village life. They liked to walk in the fields and by the river. Liam told Sophie about his dreams. He wanted to build a school for the village children, a place where they could learn and grow. Sophie shared her hopes with Liam. She dreamed of a world where kindness mattered more than money, where her family wouldn't have to toil endlessly. They felt very close to each other. One day, Liam said to Sophie, "I love you, Sophie. Will you marry me?" He knelt by the riverbank, holding a simple ring he'd carved from wood, a promise from his heart. Sophie was very happy. She said, "Yes, Liam. I love you too." They hugged and dreamed about their future together. They imagined a little house of their own, filled with books and laughter, far from the judgments of the world. But there was a problem. Liam's parents did not like Sophie. They thought she was not good enough for their son because she was poor. They saw her patched dress and calloused hands and sneered, whispering that she'd bring shame to their name. Liam's mother said, "Liam, you cannot marry Sophie. She is not from a rich family." Liam's father agreed. He was a stern man with a voice like thunder, his eyes cold as he clutched his ledger of wealth. "Yes, you need to find someone from a rich family," he said. Liam was very sad. He loved Sophie and did not want to leave her. That night, he stood in the grand hall of his home, facing his parents' wrath, his fists clenched. He told his parents, "I love Sophie. She is kind and good. Money is not important." His voice trembled but held firm, a spark of defiance in his chest. But his parents did not listen. They said, "If you marry Sophie, we will not support you." They threatened to cut him off, to leave him with nothing but the clothes on his back. Sophie knew about the problem. She overheard it from a villager who'd seen Liam storm out of his house, his face pale with anger. She was also very sad. She loved Liam, but she did not want to cause problems for him. She told Liam, "Maybe it is better if we do not marry. I do not want to make your life difficult." They sat under an oak tree, the wind carrying her soft words, her eyes glistening with unshed tears. Liam said, "No, Sophie. I will always love you. We will find a way." He held her hands, his grip tight, as if letting go would mean losing her forever. Days passed, and Liam tried to convince his parents. But they did not change their minds. His mother locked him in his room one night, hoping he'd forget Sophie, but he carved her name into the wooden wall instead. Sophie's family also knew about the problem. They were worried about Sophie. Her mother said, "Sophie, we love you. We want you to be happy. But maybe it is better to let Liam go." Her mother's voice cracked as she spoke, her hands trembling as she mended an old shirt. Sophie's younger brother, Tom, only 10, watched silently, his wide eyes full of questions. Sophie cried many nights. She did not know what to do. She loved Liam, but she did not want to hurt him. One day, she decided to talk to Liam. She found him by the river, skipping stones across the water, his shoulders slumped. She said, "Liam, I love you very much, but I think it is better if we do not marry. Your parents will never accept me. I do not want to make your life hard." Her voice broke, and a tear rolled down her cheek, catching the sunlight. Liam was heartbroken. He said, "Sophie, I cannot live without you. But I understand. I will always love you." They hugged and cried together. They knew their love was strong, but the world was against them. The river flowed on, indifferent to their pain, as they clung to each other one last time. Sophie and Liam decided to stay friends. They promised to always support each other. But their hearts were broken. Sophie gave Liam the wooden ring back, and he pressed it into his pocket, a silent vow to never forget. They knew they could never be together. Sophie continued to live with her family. She worked hard and helped them. She took up sewing, her nimble fingers stitching dreams into every thread, though her smile grew rarer. Liam also continued his life, but he always remembered Sophie. He threw himself into his family's business, his laughter replaced by a quiet resolve. Years passed, and Sophie and Liam still loved each other. They never forgot their love. They'd catch glimpses of each other at the market, Sophie with her basket, Liam with his ledger, exchanging nods but never words, a silent ache in their chests. They knew that sometimes, love is not enough. They learned that life can be hard, but they always kept their love in their hearts. Sophie worked in the village. She helped her family and neighbors. She was kind to everyone. People in the village loved her. They called her the light of the lane for her gentle ways. They knew she had a good heart. Liam also worked hard. He helped his family with their business. He was kind and fair to everyone. But at night he'd sit by his window, staring at the stars, wondering what might have been. One day, Sophie's father became very sick. Sophie was very worried. She took care of him day and night. She prayed for him to get better. Her father, a quiet man who'd once been a carpenter, coughed weakly, his hands too frail to hold a hammer anymore. Sophie sold her books to buy medicine, her dreams slipping away with each coin. Liam heard about Sophie's father. He wanted to help. He went to see Sophie. He said, "Sophie, I am sorry to hear about your father. Can I help you?" His voice was soft, his eyes searching hers, a flicker of their old bond reigniting. Sophie was touched by Liam's kindness. She said, "Thank you, Liam. Your support means a lot to me." She hesitated, then let him in, the warmth of his presence easing her burden. Liam brought medicine and food for Sophie's family. He visited them often. Sophie's father slowly got better. But then came a twist. Liam's mother arrived one stormy evening, her cloak dripping with rain. She'd heard of Liam's visits and demanded he stop, accusing Sophie of trapping him. "You'll ruin him," she shouted, her voice echoing through the small house. Sophie was very grateful to Liam. She said, "Liam, you have a big heart. Thank you for helping us." But after his mother left, Sophie pulled him aside. "Your mother's right. I can't keep dragging you into this." Liam smiled and said, "Sophie, I will always be here for you." He defied his mother, returning the next day with a doctor from the city, a bold move that stunned his family. Sophie and Liam spent more time together. They talked about their dreams and hopes. By the flickering firelight, they laughed again, their old spark flickering back to life. They knew they still loved each other. But they also knew that Liam's parents would never accept their love. They decided to stay friends and support each other. Yet something shifted. Sophie's brother, Tom, now older, overheard their talks and whispered to Sophie one night, "He's fighting for you. Don't give up." One day, Liam had to go to the city for work. He told Sophie, "I have to leave for a while, but I will write to you." Sophie was sad but understood. She gave him a scarf she'd sewn, a piece of her heart to carry with him. She said, "I will miss you, Liam. Please take care." Liam hugged Sophie and said, "I will miss you too. I will come back soon." He left with the scarf around his neck, the wind tugging at it as he rode away. Liam went to the city. He worked hard and learned many new things. He wrote letters to Sophie. He told her about his life in the city, the towering buildings, the bustling streets, and a secret plan he was forming. Sophie wrote back to Liam. She told him about her life in the village, the harvest, her father's recovery, and the quiet hope she still held. They shared their thoughts and feelings through letters. Time passed, and Liam became successful in his work. He saved money and helped his family. But he never forgot Sophie. He still loved her and thought about her every day. In the city, he met a merchant who'd once been poor like Sophie, and the man's story inspired Liam to take a risk. Sophie also thought about Liam. She missed him but was happy to hear about his success. One day, Liam decided to visit the village. He wanted to see Sophie. He went to her house and knocked on the door. Sophie opened the door and was surprised to see Liam. He stood there, older now, with a determined glint in his eyes and a small chest in his hands. She said, "Liam, you are back." Liam smiled and said, "Yes, Sophie, I missed you." They talked for a long time. Liam told Sophie about his life in the city. Sophie told Liam about her life in the village. They laughed and shared their memories. Then Liam opened the chest, revealing coins and a deed, a schoolhouse he'd built in secret, fulfilling his old dream. Liam said, "Sophie, I still love you. I want to be with you." Sophie was happy but worried. She said, "Liam, I love you too. But what about your parents?" Liam said, "I have saved money. I can support us. I don't need my parents' approval anymore." He knelt again, this time with a silver ring, forged from his earnings. Sophie was touched by Liam's determination. She said, "Liam, I am proud of you. But I don't want to cause problems for you." Liam replied, "Sophie, you are my happiness. I want to be with you." Then came the shock. Liam's father appeared at the door, his face stern but softened by time. "I was wrong," he said gruffly. "You've proven yourself, boy. And her." He handed Liam a letter of blessing, a rare tear in his eye. Sophie and Liam decided to be together. They knew it would not be easy, but they were ready to face the challenges. They got married in a small ceremony with their friends and family. The schoolhouse stood as their backdrop, children's laughter ringing out as Sophie's brother, Tom, led the cheers. Sophie's family was very happy for her. They knew Liam was a good man. Liam's parents were not happy about the marriage at first. They did not attend the ceremony. But his father's change of heart brought his mother around, and she arrived late, placing a reluctant hand on Sophie's shoulder. Sophie and Liam did not let that stop them. They loved each other and were determined to make their life together work. Sophie and Liam moved to the city. They started a new life together. They worked hard and supported each other. Sophie taught at the school, her love of books now a gift to others, while Liam managed his trade. They faced many challenges, but their love kept them strong. They knew that as long as they had each other, they could overcome anything. Years passed, and Sophie and Liam built a happy life together. They had children and taught them the values of love and kindness. Their daughter, Lily, inherited Sophie's blue eyes and Liam's smile, often asking for stories of the village. They never forgot their journey and the challenges they faced. They knew that true love is strong and can overcome any obstacle. Sophie and Liam grew old together. They looked back on their life with happiness and pride. They knew that their love had made them better people. On quiet evenings, they'd sit by the schoolhouse, now expanded, watching the sunset paint the sky. They were grateful for each other and the life they had built together. And so, Sophie and Liam lived happily ever after, always cherishing the love they shared. They knew that true love never dies, and they found peace in the knowledge that their love had made their lives meaningful and beautiful. Their legacy lived on in the village. A school, a family, and a love story whispered by the river for generations. And that's Hearts Apart, a story of two souls who turned tears into triumph. If this tale touched your heart, please like, subscribe, and share it with others. See you in the next video.